In my best Kent Brockman voice, we've got breaking news into the ESPN newsroom. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer has decided to relieve head coach Doc Rivers of his front office duties today. Ballmer telling ESPN that Rivers will continue to have a strong voice in personnel and organizational matters and will partner with Executive VP of Basketball Ops Lawrence Frank. Ballmer saying, quote, "I've owned the team for 3 years now, and I really better understand what an owner's responsibility is. And it turns out that running a franchise and coaching are two enormous and different jobs. Who could have known? The notion that one person could fairly focus on them and give them all the attention that they need isn't the case," end quote. Arnovitz, you are a resident Clipper aficionado. What does this mean?
No, the dual role does not work. It's not tenable. You need somebody worrying about 7-10 tip-off tonight. You need somebody else worrying about the offseason in 2019.
Should have said 7-10, July 10th.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
But Lawrence Frank's a quick study. He's been good. I mean, you can see already the orientation of the team going away from the 2010 All-Stars as filling out your bench to guys like Teodosic, down European star. Kind of go with value,
and upside. And I think that's kind of, this move formalizes something that was already in the works. Lawrence Frank was clearly taking a stronger role in terms of player personnel, and then also bringing in Jerry West as a consultant. It kind of diluted Doc Rivers' power before this official announcement.
Right, so that's my thing. Is this really? This feels less about Ballmer learning on the job and more about the specter of Jerry West in the nefarious consultant position, right? No responsibility, no job title on my own, but just kind of Stugat sports whispering his way. Psst, Steve, this is what we need to do. You need to strip the coach of his GM duties.
Which is interesting because I sat with Steve Ballmer one-on-one in April, and he insisted that no, you want one person reporting, and the job is integrated. So,
is anyone ever going to master this? I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I guess Greg Popovich, but I think the secret sauce to Greg Popovich's dual role is that he concedes all of the GM powers and duties to RC, other than something cataclysmic of franchise-changing, power or magnitude.
Which I think is very similar to the Seattle Seahawks successful arrangement with Pete Carroll and John Schneider, which is fascinating because Steve Ballmer said that they were two of the people he consulted with about this, obviously being from Seattle. So it's kind of surprising it took him 3 years to figure this out.
There is no rookie orientation for owners.
By the way, here's some notable Clipper moves. This is what I like to call the welcome to the Clippers timetable here. This is a big offseason they had, trading Chris Paul away. Obviously, in the past, Griffin, Jordan, acquiring Redick in the 3-team trade, which was, I believe, that was their first big deal, right, Kevin, when they first came in? And the infamous trading for and extending Austin Rivers, trading for Jeff Green, Lance Stevenson, all of those things where, look at that.
Pat Beverly in the middle.
He's the guy. He told us yesterday, we heard, that he's the one that demanded a trade. He wants to see the height of his superpowers. Gallinari's got a broken hand.
Not pictured in the hand, not pictured.
Blake Griffin, ready, won't be ready, we don't know yet, by camp time. Austin Rivers, MVP caliber season this year. It's a motley crew there, but I think the main thing here is that you do need someone who, as you said, is focused on a picture that extends longer than tonight's game.
Yeah, it's funny, because Frank kind of is a guy who knows what he doesn't know, and his learning curve has been steep, and he's really, he's a listener. And right. I think he is a guy who appreciates, again, the upside. Like, Hedo Turkle, let's get some guys in here who, we can win with on the margins, rather than just going with guys that outperform their potential against Doc Rivers in the playoffs.
It also starts with respecting your draft picks. Like, you looking at draft picks as a commodity rather than something that you just hand off.
And there was like 2 full weeks there where they had an extra draft pick from the Rockets from that Chris Paul trade before they traded it to get rid of Jamal Crawford. Right. But, the one thing we didn't see in that graphic, the Clippers actually have a bench this year.
Yes.
Lou Williams, who was third, I think, in Sixth-Man Award voting last year. Willie Reed was a nice pickup for them at the minimum. Montrezl Harrell and Sam Decker also from that Houston trade. This is going to be a much deeper Clippers team, and that's why I think they might outperform expectations.
The draft pick thing is huge. I mean, just because you don't value the pick doesn't mean the league doesn't value it. You have to value it the way it's valued on the open market, and they've missed that the last several years.
Thrown away just pieces of gold everywhere. Like, this is worthless.